framework that's currently in place for Destiny 2 is old now. Like, came out in 17?
Yeah. I mean, it's had several updates. Don't get me wrong.
I mean, I'm not saying they're not updating it. I'm just saying that the way in which they go about it is like, I mean, it takes them a long time to update. People, read and or seen the video where they state this.
Yeah.
Um, they've had several changes in the way that, they stagger updates.
And the way they structure the content, and the way the loot works, and the
Mm-hmm.
way the armor works, and the
Yeah.
it's a very different game than it was when it came out.
Oh yeah, sure.
But well, that's what I meant by like relevant, because I mean the game as it stands isn't bad, but
No, it's not
if
bad.
you're talking
It's
about
just
keeping it like fresh, exciting, well then yeah.
I think it would be weird if all of a sudden the same game, whoops, had a different storytelling mechanism. This is why I keep saying everyone keeps trying to be like, oh, well, they don't have to make Destiny 2. I'm like, they cut. Yep, that happened to me just now.
I got one toe over the edge, okay, and then suddenly, so you were saying,
Yeah.
whoops.
It would be weird if their storytelling mechanisms
Well, what do you mean storytelling mechanisms?
became like if they started
Having
changing the way that their storytelling
what do you mean,
God
like
damn it, it
actually
got me.
telling it in the
If they
game?
started changing, yeah, it would be weird. They would have to redo a lot of the framework that they've built here. So I think for this and various reasons, they need to do Destiny 3 like ASAP.
Well, if you can, and I think this is the most important thing. I think it's down to like you have to think of what is the most meaningful thing that you're updating from game to game, and is it something that requires an
Hmm.
entire new game, an entire new framework to achieve, or is it something that they can achieve with a title update? Like if it's just you're giving warlocks a new subclass, or you're just like the game would have to change. The entire game would have to change. Like they would have to rebuild it
Right.
from the
I think
ground up,
that
because Destiny 1,
yes.
this is largely Destiny 1's framework, but the biggest difference with 2 is that I think around Rise of Iron, Bungie realized they couldn't keep making Destiny 2 for the 360 and PS3 anymore. Like it just they needed
Right.
something new. They needed, something that would take advantage of the new systems so they could make larger
Hmm.
levels and even bigger bosses and even bigger worlds. So unless Destiny like needs something like that right now, like something that would change, like fundamentally alter the game through technology, like if it's something they just can't do with this, I can see why they wouldn't be in
Yeah.
a hurry to
I
right
don't
away. Like maybe make a version of Destiny 2 for the new consoles, but like
really. I really don't want to play Destiny
I
2 on
would
the
if
new
it was 60
consoles.
frames. If it was
I
60
want
frames, I'm not affiliated. Listen, the opinions and thoughts of this non 60 frames per second loving person are her own. I don't even know why she's saying it. She's seen what Destiny looks like at 60 frames. Don't you speak so fast?
I'm not saying it looks
You do.
bad. I'm just saying they really should do
60
Destiny
frames.
3 on
It's
the new
60 frames.
consoles. They really should.
Again, like, give me just, you don't have to be Bungie, but like, what's something that you would improve that would require, a sequel like overhaul and update? Like, what do you think Destiny needs?
Oh
That
my
What do you think
god.
Destiny needs that the current technologies are not offering it?
They need to be able to update the game with the speed of, say,
Do not compare them to the multi-billion-dollar Unreal Engine owner. Yeah, of
Fortnite.
course you're gonna say Fortnite.
Yeah, they need to be able to update it with that speed. Not because it's the same game, but because it would keep the game a lot more relevant, I think.
It absolutely would, but you'd have to give people something to do with latitude like that. Ah! You'd have to give people something to do, you know? I don't think it's impossible to do something like that, but I think they need a more dynamic world that's less static. Because all of this feels like it's built on the Destiny 1 framework simply because there was just so much of Destiny
Yeah,
1 left on the cutting room floor that they had enough assets
yeah,
that, all they did was an
yep,
incremental engine upgrade for the second game to make even bigger levels,
yep.
but it's the same framework. It just kind of goes to show you, huh, what the kind of domino effect that design choices can have.
Yeah,
Which then falls back to something like, say, poor management. Because the monkeys that decided
yeah,
that this should be this, and this should be this, and this should be this, and instead of having something to polish endlessly for months, you're instead changing stuff every 5 minutes, coming
yeah,
up with a different idea every day. And then you've got an engine you understand.
yeah, that's the word.
You've got an engine you don't understand that's now sustaining a game that is growing beyond its control.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely, you're right, because that's definitely the biggest challenge, right, that Destiny faces even today.
Especially compared to other games of its ilk. I mean, not that anybody's close to taking anyone else's throne here,
Which way,
but
Sloan?
Up. You're looking for the top of a tower.
it is going to
the
have
central
competition
platform.
soon. And if that competition can do what they haven't been able to yet,
Yeah, yeah. Ooh, oh no! Ah!
Guardian, down.
however, though, they do still have the okay. That's where you were. Thank you. However, we still
Yeah,
do have the benefit of knowing, still having done this genre as well as these crazy people have, which is baffling, but it's the state of this genre right now.
yeah. I mean, it was pretty amazing that no one has been able to really duplicate the magic that is Destiny, and they've tried.
They don't have they don't have they don't have
What don't
Bungie's
they
art
have?
team and their sandbox designers. Because if there's ever one thing about a Bungie game, it's the,
Oh
it's when you fall off the yep. That's the one part that always resonates with
no!
me.
The part where you fall off the platform.
But no,
That's my favorite part too.
this game is just fun to play. It has mechanics that are very, very polished and very fun
Yeah.
to engage with.
Mhm.
It has
Mhm.
that elusive brain to controller connection thing going on. So even though
Yes.
you're doing a lot of the same thing,
Which is.
there's so many different ways to do it. And the
Mhm.
pool of weapons is so large. There's always a little something to do, something around the corner. It kind of got that Borderlands thing.
Eliminate the wizards, destroy their project, and stabilize this
But there's
ring.
always new loot. It's just a
I
shame that
mean,
oh,
what's interesting is that if you break Destiny apart, the sum of its parts don't really make it
yeah,
what it is. There's, you know what I mean? Because there are games that have more loot, like Borderlands.
Borderlands definitely.
There are games, there are games that have more capable, and by capable I mean with more people, um, platforms like Fortnite. There are games that
Fortnite is really
have
mean though. Like,
more. There are games that have more realistic and, if I'm being honest, much more coherent stories, like The Division,
hmm
right?
yeah, especially the second one. Mhm.
Right? So, if you break Destiny into the sum of its parts, it's not, people have attempted to address the things that Destiny does and improve upon them, but there's just something about it that continues to elude everyone else. And I think if Bungie can just figure out the king, man, I'm
How to harness it
stuck somewhere. Ah, I'm
with
out.
their
Okay.
7 seconds
Whew.
of fun
I
philosophy.
think yeah, if Bungie can just figure out a way to, what are we supposed
We're
to do
supposed
here?
to detonate the hive disruptor.
Oh, am I supposed to shoot it?
Um, well,
Nope, nothing's happening.
detonate the hive disruptor. Is there is there something you can
Oh, wait,
hold
wait,
X
wait.
near or something? Can you? Is there a thing you can interact with?
Um,
A button? A switch?
oh, wait, I had to
What was
shoot the
that?
bomb.
I can feel the
Oh, you
shaking
had to
from
shoot the
here.
bomb.
What did you do?
Yeah.
Why didn't they tell you that?
But yeah, I think if Bungie can just figure out a way to fix the annoying parts of Destiny, like the incoherent story
I
and
wouldn't even say
the
it's an incoherent story anymore because they seem really content to tell the story through exposition from characters and literally through the lore
hmm
tab. Because you get lore as a
yeah.
reward for almost
I
everything
mean,
you do now. And now, if you've
that's true.
noticed, the cutscenes are not really story bookends so much as they are trailers for things that are
Yeah,
going to happen
for
later
the
on.
story.
Yeah, for like something that's going to happen later. Like, they're not even really setups anymore.
Yep.
Like, Shadowkeep does not have what I would call an opening
Trailer.
narrative cutscene like the same way the Taken King did. You saw my
Yeah,
man
no, it
Oryx
doesn't.
on his ship, all the Tookens. He had all the Tookens with him, kneeling in front of him, all the different races. My man Oryx uniting the races, but it's not really like since they're not expansions anymore. The storytelling has
No.
really been shuffled
Right.
into the lore books and into these really big blocks of text.
Yeah.
I miss the cutscenes.
Which, yeah, me too. And you know what? If I'm going to agree with our friend, um, Joker, who pointed out that whenever you talk to a character, they say something to
And
you,
then you get
and then you get a big chunk to read. Like, why can't they just say the whole thing? Why are you making me read it?
I don't,
Just pay the actor to
like
say
you
it.
couldn't have him in the booth for like 5 more minutes to just knock out that paragraph and a half.
Right?
It's like you
You obviously paid them to read half of it.
How bad's the damage?
So
Nothing your crews can't fix in
what
a day or two.
what happened to the
Looks
other
suspicious.
half of
More
it?
importantly,
How
the
long could it
resonators
have
gone.
possibly taken for them to do
Take my word
that?
for it.
you know what? It wasn't in the budget. It just wasn't. They had to make some hard decisions.
That's a weird choice, I think,
Yeah. Who thought of this?
I don't know. That's just really weird.
I don't know. I don't. Do they? Do they have the resources to make, you know, an entirely new story-based campaign every so often, and be able to keep the game going with all of these like micro updates and little things to keep it interesting? Because it seems like the rate at which they're
Um,
trying at their the rate at which they're trying to create content is being outpaced by, you know, these small windows they have in between pieces.
yeah, and I won't take away from the fact that they they seem to work really hard to give us
I
content. I think that the limit that they're running into, like the really the roadblock, is the fact that it takes so long for them to update, and it takes manpower, you know? Like they, not to say that they're a small company. I mean, how many employees does Bungie have,
a
to
little
your
over a
knowledge?
thousand.
Okay, that's a lot of
They
fucking people.
Bungie is huge. They're like one of the largest independent developers out there. Yeah, they're massive.
Okay, so I have to think that the reason it takes so long for them to do updates, and the reason they have to be so strategic about it, is
Mm-hmm.
that their platform, you know, their engine is getting in the way.
Yeah. For lack of a better word, it seems like the biggest thing, but
Yeah.
I don't. Mm-hmm. I guess I would need to know exactly what innovation would need to be in Destiny aside from constant updates, which is a thing, definitely a thing. You know, updates are extremely important, but
Yeah.
yeah, like the game
Innovation.
itself has to change. Like they
Uh,
won't do it just to expedite updates because I mean you're talking about remaking everything. Like these assets aren't coming. Maybe some of these textures, but you know, not this geometry. You know, who knows what it'll look like or what it'll be like. And I wonder how much time. I wonder
hmm.
how much time they're gonna have to do it. Like if they choose to do it, and I think they should. But they're supposed to be coming out with a game in
Hmm.
2025, which, if you've ever seen the way time
What?
flies, there's not a lot of time at all to create a new IP, which is
Our supply
that's
chain's been
also a new
disrupted.
engine. That's also
We're going to have to gather
like
what we
they're gonna
can
be
from
doing
the
all of that
locals.
while also doing Destiny.
So wait, does that mean they're not gonna make Destiny anymore?
No, that means that Destiny 3 may not be as foregone a conclusion right away as it seems. Like 2
Mm,
may have a slightly longer tail as they, you know, get all their ducks in a row.
mm,
Because I would like to see 3, but I wonder how much, you know, time, how many resources they have to devote to essentially making a new engine and planning a new design, and which would be great, you know, if people could agree. I
mm.
think you think they'll learn their lesson this time. You think they'll get, you
Okay.
know, you think they got it this time? They'll come up with one singular idea
Uh,
for what the game design should be, and then they will actually spend like 4 years just polishing that idea to a fine sheen instead of having a baby and bathwater budget that is out of this world. Just so many babies just thrown out.
so many
So
babies.
much bathwater.
Um, you know what? I think it's my hope that whenever they do make Destiny 3, the fact that they're truly independent now
Thank you.
would make it so that they're able to have a singular creative vision for what the game should be, right?
That's the hope, because you can imagine that some of the weirder and more ham-fisted design choices came from the fact that, Activision, but a lot of what's made is still on their neck bones.
On their
Yep,
neck
all up on their neck
bones.
bones, okay, with their strange coins and their planetary materials and their tokens, and they're taking a week to upgrade a gun.
Yeah.
So we will hold them accountable, with a very short leash, okay? I'm curious to see what they're gonna do, but at the same time, I hope that they can do it in a way that serves the fan base well, gives them something to look forward to as well, because we're at that point where it should be sequel talk. Since we're pretty much following the Destiny 1 trajectory to a T, our Rise of Iron just came out. So, we should be talking about sequels. Or
Well, okay, so I've
whatever's
been
next,
reading.
anyway.
Yeah, I have been reading that
What are
they're
we doing here?
planning something. Well, you signed up
Then abandon it.
for
Then abandon
a
it. Kill it.
okay. Well, part of you wanna do a match made activity? You have your shacks down, Ace, right?
I do. Yeah.
Okay, so we need a match made activity.
All right.
What do you wanna do? Do you wanna do is a sundial a
It
match made
absolutely
activity?
is. Do you want to do some sundial?
Yeah, let's do some sundial.
Ooh. All right. Sounds fun. I wish we could do legend, but you gotta get. I can't. I forgot it was a 6-player activity.
Oh, you have to have everybody?
Well, yeah, because Legend Sundial doesn't have matchmaking. gotta bring peeps.
Okay.
You have to bring actual peeps.
All right.
I'll look on the LFG quickly while you pull us to orbit, but that's the.
Well, if we need to do a match made activity anyway, right? So
That's a
let's
match
do
made
the
activity. We can still do the not 950 sundial, and then you can get yourself some drops.
yeah. Okay. Mercury. Okay, where are you, Mercury? Uh,
I already told you
sundial.
my pledge to improve the whole of like Destiny and how you interact with it is having more tangible worlds, more dynamic worlds, where things are happening.
Mhm. Mhm.
I think that'd go a long way for some nice visual storytelling. It was pretty cool seeing some things like when you're in the Cosmodrome, they're always fallen, scavenging for something. The Hive were always near some kind of weird, gross-looking cave, trying to activate some beacon or praying. When you encountered a lot of the factions in Destiny 1, they often seem preoccupied with whatever it is they were actually doing. Like it's not like just enemies are just waiting around for you to walk up to them and shoot them. They actually have something they're doing in this world, and I think that was probably an ambition in the first one that got left on the cutting room floor, but they left it in the game, at least insofar as what they do when they're idling. And I think
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
a
yeah.
step in
Okay.
a direction that says, something more dynamic. Like I said, Fallen are always scavenging parts. The Hive are always building their next shrine or excavating their next artifact, something gross, but they're all doing something. And the things that they do,
Yeah.
in the areas that they're doing them should affect the area somehow. Like you could have
Right.
certain factions on certain planets, You know, this week the Hive are on Venus, and the Vex are on Titan. But they're there for a specific reason, and you know, the same way we've seen them just, I don't even know why, but for no reason, you'll just see them fighting each other at length. Just blowing each other up for like a good 5 minutes straight, and then they just kind of retreat and go, and you're like, oh, well, okay. Guess that's over.
Well, that's over. Glad we settled that.
Well, imagine they were fighting because another race actually was invading, you know, their home planet. And what if they stood a chance to win?
Mhm.
You know, you could have the world change. You could have stories change depending who's on what planet. You know, they could do like little quests that would change with the week.
Mhm. Yeah, that would be cool, actually. You know, I think you were the one who said this. You know, Destiny's world right now is a little bit.
It's static. It's beautiful, but it's static.
Yeah.
It's like look but don't touch. It's, you know, like don't get too close to the artifice, or you'll see that it's actually 2D. It's like the background in The Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and
The Cabal
the
are
only
using
time
the sundial to rewind
we don't
their
feel
fate,
like that.
to rewrite
Oh.
their defeat as a victory.
Wow. I don't know why that keeps happening to me, but it just dropped on me.
A cabal.
Yeah, cabal ball kind of just teabagged me.
I'm sorry for your loss. That sounds awful. Oh no. To be teabagged by a cabal. It sounds fatal, actually. So, what was I saying? Oh. Yeah, so, just, you never really get to appreciate it until Bungie practically forces you to do it by sticking a quest somewhere or sticking something in some weird ass place you did not know existed. And every time they do it, it's really cool and it's really interesting. But what if you could actually just have those moments on your own instead of when Bungie has to tell you, hey, do you know we put a tunnel on the very left-hand side?
By the time I left
next
the
to the
city,
glowing
I
rock.
believed my practices to be sacrilege.
3
But
steps
my
away
methods
from a
have
cave
prevented
lip.
countless
He's like,
futures,
no, we
not
that,
unlike the
why
one
would I
you
go
walk
down
now.
there? No, I didn't know
The
that,
Cabal have
Luke
led
Smith.
the traveler of
Why
light
would you
and
put-
shaped it into a weapon. When it
Why is there a
laid out
Rasputin
before you,
entrance down there? Who
would you
would
not
jump off this
sacrifice
cliff, and for what
anything
reason
see
to find this
future
out?
shut?
But
Right.
I just, to have a world that's definitely more open, that's worth exploring, that seems like it operates with or without your input, which I think goes a long way. To me, that went a long way for Monster Hunter World's world building. And I gotta tell you, truthfully, Monster Hunter World has even more sparse storytelling than Destiny does. But the difference is that Monster Hunter contextualizes it differently because a lot of the story is told just by virtue of you playing the game and doing missions. So it knows that its story isn't the focus. But in lieu of that, it has a world that's really interesting. And Destiny already has the story, it has the lore, it has the creatures, it has the hierarchies, it has, you know, a history. Now they just need to give people a way to interact with it in a more meaningful way than reading it. And I think in-game would be the best way to do that. Because you can invest people in the world. It's like they're saying, oh, well, we notice people aren't going to the lighthouse as much. People aren't going to the farm as much. Because you don't give them reasons to go there. If you had to go to the farm...
Yeah, what reason do I have for going to the farm?
If you had to go to the farm for something tangible and specific, you would be invested in the farm as a location because of that. But I don't think they realize that. So they don't, like, that's what I mean. Like, you can have places and incentivize people to go there. You know, because I go to the Tangled Shore because of the spider. They got that one, right?
Right. Exactly.
So, I'd imagine that to be something much bigger. And I don't know. But No Man's Sky has space battles. Okay? Not saying we should leave it off the table, but it has already been.
I mean, I would be
It's already been
into that.
established, you know, in this world. Dog fighting.
That space battles, right? Yeah, exactly. I mean, granted, we have space magic,
Yes, we do.
but why shouldn't we use space magic while in space? Wouldn't that be cool?
Well, like
If you
floating
could
out in
like
space.
use your
Right.
super. Come to
You could
think
use
of
your
it,
super to do what?
yeah, why not?
What?
Like use your super on a ship.
What? On a ship? What do you mean on a ship?
Yeah, like you could have like a ship super.
Are you? No.
What do you mean no?
A ship super.
Yeah.
No, you don't want to risk your ship, do you? I don't know. I always assumed that we kept those things far away from the fights because, you know, you ever see what happens to Cabal who get too close to the levels? Their ships are always falling out of the sky. I thought we did that to keep our ships safe. I mean, that seems like a lot.
I don't know. It's just an idea.
Because then what ships have what supers? Do they have some ships for certain subclasses?
Maybe, yeah, that would be cool.
And then if your ship can dictate your super, does your character still come with supers?
Yeah, maybe your ship just has the super, a version of the super that you have.
Maybe your ship can actually be used as a ship. How about we fly to these planets, Bungie? I want to fly my ship. I want an open world area with planets. Like, did you see Beyond Good and Evil 2? I think that tech demo was BS. I'm starting to think, more and more, I'm starting to think that that was guff. I'm starting to think that we were bamboozled. I don't know, hun, he was standing on a planet, and he really zoomed the camera out so far that it went outside of the planet, and you could see the rest of the solar system as it existed in the game's open world. Like, he zoomed from ground level outside of the planet, and you could see the rest of the planets that you could go to in the game, and I'm just like, okay. So somebody's doing it. Somebody. I mean, we have No Man's Sky, right? No Man's Sky was goodened, and it has dog fighting and,
Yeah.
And space battles.
To seal shut the passage into the forest would
It has
wreak
space
more
battles,
harm than
dear.
good.
They actually
Leave
added the
Cabal
space
their
battles.
high aspirations.
They did.
So, you know, I think it would make it. I think that's just one of many things they could do. You know. I know that it's very, very contentious. You don't want to give up your glorified menu, your animated menu space. Essentially, what that is. Cortex Everest is basically an option in the menu that says Eververse on it. Like if this were a 16-bit game, she would just be the option in the menu that says Eververse.
Yep. It's true.
So I think making a more dynamic, more open world and giving the characters specific areas and specific places that they could be for a specific reason. One thing that people have floated about is balls everywhere. One thing that people have floated about is the is the idea of classes, because because all of the there are 3 classes in this game, but they're all primarily just offensive. They're saying, like, what if you could be a ranger, and just explore places. I don't know, look for artifacts or glimmer or materials, and that's how you play the game. Or you could, or you could be the
Interesting.
shoot the things in the face person. But like the world is so huge that it's not completely out of the question that you couldn't have characters like that. I mean, honestly, you'd think that those would be warlocks.
Guardian down.
Yeah,
They'd be the
sure.
ones collecting all the lore. I don't know. This is a. I guess it's really weird when you don't have when you don't really have direct competition with anyone, like in your
Yeah.
genre. It's like you could say for the most part, Fortnite had to win a terse battle with PUBG and
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Call of Duty tried to get in on the battle royale craze, and so they already had a format that they had to conquer and then just do better than everyone else. But for the most part, everybody in this genre is doing something different, so they're not really competing with each other. I mean, it's all
Yeah.
for the same metric too. It's like, well, we just want you to spend the most time playing ours. So I don't think the pressure to innovate is there as much as, appease
Yeah.
whoever is signing the checks with sustainable growth over a long period of time.
Yeah, I feel like they're mostly in the appease the people who are already playing our games.
Yeah, I don't think the full potential of what you can do with a live service is there yet, because all they see right now is the potential for it to make money.
Yeah.
Because something like Fortnite should absolutely be possible. But you need
That would be
a lot
really
of
cool.
resources to do it, yeah. And it's like we're still at the well, we're not exactly comfortable giving stuff away. We still need to kind of charge you $60 for it,
Guardian down.
even though our brand deals have brand deals.
Mhm.
Because I think a big part of what made Fortnite successful was the fact that it was free.
You're breaking up a little
'Cause I
bit.
think a big part of what made Fortnite successful is that it was free, and that because it was free, it had to, prove its value in other ways, or justify, when they did charge for something by making it quality.
Mhm. Yeah.
Destiny is halfway there, believe it or not. I think New Light has probably done a lot to get it, a lot of new players.
Yeah,
I have always
that's true.
questioned the
And there's a
traveler
fee-to-pay
who
version
seen
for
in the
in
sky.
Korea.
I wasn't
A
prepared.
fee
There's
to
a
pay.
fee-to-pay version, You didn't hear last year they caught wind of this version of Destiny that had screenshots of the Eververse, and in the Eververse you could buy weapons, armors and cores with money.
Erase
And when
this
people
history,
freaked out and
Guardian.
lost their
The
minds,
Red Legion will use
they
it
had
as
to
a
explain,
pathway
oh
to
well,
their ideal future.
this
A
is
traveler
the
in
this is the
pieces.
Korean version of it.
Humanity doomed.
And like all of their
Oh,
like
okay.
apparently it's like part of that genre's culture. Like all of their MMOs, a lot of their MMOs and RPG games like that are like pay to win, and all of them have
Oh,
elements like that in
really?
it. Yeah, so a lot of them do anyway. So yeah, it does stand to reason that hey, Louis Armstrong
Right.
is using
If you're gonna take the
steroids.
game.
Crap. I guess we're all using steroids then, because otherwise.
Yeah.
We're just going there to lose. So, it's the only version of it that has it though, but it's a thing.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, I feel like everything else. I feel like everything else in this game is solid. You know, maybe, even though that's a tall order, you could make traversing the levels more unique, because I think the level design is also a consequence of the lack of focus that plagued the early days. Not to say that they aren't well designed at times, and that some of their secret areas and quests and missions don't have some really funny and interesting tricky platforming sequences in them.
Yeah.
You know, some of them are really clever, but I think them being so wide open and accommodating to all three subclasses in the way they are, it kind of tells me they didn't have, you know, either they didn't have enough time to work on the distinctions between them and how they can reach their areas, or they didn't think of it yet, or the technology's not there yet. Wouldn't it be interesting if there were parts, you know, if there were things, if there were ways that you could get around these places that the other subclasses couldn't? Like, say there are these really high places that only hunters can get to because they can climb with their knives.
Man, that would be interesting.
You know, or really long gaps that only the warlock can get to because nobody else is jumping that far. You know, it would even make playing these areas. It wouldn't only make them feel lived in, but it would also make these areas feel, you know, rewarding to explore. Like, hey, there was a warlock here, and he left something in this cave. It's a piece of legendary gear. There it is. Yeah, look at that.
Oh, like Dead Souls? Where like people leave stuff around?
Yes.
Oh.
I think you mean, well, I mean, technically, you mean Dark Souls. But Dark Souls is
Dark
Dead
Souls,
Cells anyway. Dead Cells is just, you know, 2D rotoscope Dark Souls anyway.
And us along with it.
So you're not off base. But yeah. Not so much that. I mean, like, when you reach these areas that only your subclass can reach, there should be an item that only you can use up there. Kind of like how the hunter has its own sword.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. That would be
little
cool.
things like that. And I'm telling you, like, have a warlock holding whatever it is, and then you pick up the lore from him, his journal. That alone makes you feel like you're exploring a place.
That would be so cool.
Yeah, I think, you know, it's to their credit that they've made the game the way they have, because it's not locked into any structure. You can really do a lot with the setup. I think they've proven as much by literally being able to meander through it and add new things to it on a whim.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, there's racing now. What? Huh?
Man, I wish there was more racing in it.
Oh, in due time. Maybe when Activision lets Vicarious Visions make another Spider-Man game while they're distracted, Bungie will sneak into their offices and get the CD-ROM back.
Yeah.
Source code for SRL on it.
Right, got it, guys.
The theme song from Oni starts playing. That's a Bungie game. I can't believe that. Oni being a Bungie game is like when you see that actor that you didn't know before, and then you start realizing all the movies he was in. That's
That's exactly like
what
that.
Oni is like. It's like, wow, I can't believe that was a Bungie game. It was published by Rockstar. Love it.
That's crazy.
Before either of them were the powerhouses we know today.
Indeed.
Very telling. Even back then they were doing weird things. I don't get this There's always that company that does the weird stuff, like Kojima Productions. And I don't think they've ever made the same game twice. Okay, I'm trapped in a bubble.
Oof. That's true. They haven't. They've always, you know, added something different.
What? Oh, that was no, nope. Cheats, hacks, lead hacks.
Oh,
Oh wow, all of you.
lead hack.
Good lord. Good googa mooga. Everybody's dead. Everybody's dead. I've never seen 4 orbs next to each other like that before. Oh, hey guys. Oh, he killed me mid-finisher. I should have had those invincibility frames.
You should have.
Somebody get Pat to flip over to Bungie. Teach him about hitboxes.
Yeah. Pat the flip, man. I haven't heard anything from him in a long time. Is he still writing?
I don't know if he's written anything lately, but I do know he's still on the scene.
Okay.
Still following that Capcom Pro Tour. I hear there's so many Cabal.
Yeah, he's a bit nuts right here.
Get it away from me! He's throwing meteorites at me.
He's throwing meteorites?
He threw a... It's like Thanos. He's throwing moons at people. Whole moons.
Entire moon. That's crazy.
Oh no, that's not gonna do. Nope.
Oh,
I did it.
This path has been walked before.
I put the team on my helmet.
That's
I
though.
remember
right.
sitting in a sea of stars soaked in
I
mutation.
headbutted him for
I
the win.
reached out and chose a tiny gleam of light.
put the
that
team
ruptured
on your
and bled.
helmet.
It burned away each atom of my being as the
What
light
is Osiris
ran,
talking about?
scorching a trail into my skin. It was but one fate set
What?
in motion, one that I was certain could not be brought to finality. Each time I traced that line in my mind, attempted to
what do I
follow its
want?
probability to its logical end.
Alright, maybe I'll take another one of those.
Each time,
Oh, field prep. Guaranteed
Another one
dismantle.
of
there are
those.
omens I have ignored in my haste to
And,
pursue my own agendas. This
Maybe I'll
experience
take another
has
one
brought
of those.
clarity, Guardian.
Mulligan.
You have
Vocal
my
weapon.
thanks.
Stability and under pressure. Indeed. The patron of lost causes is not popping today. All of these rolls have been bad.
No.
The rolls have not been kind. What is this?
Oh.
Is this Uriel's gift? Oh my god, kill it.
Uriel's
Right?
gift.
I know that's exactly what I said. All right, that's all of them. Have you obelisked?
I have. So I got the EDZ up to rank 11.
Okay. Oh, I'm good. I'm good, by the way. Can we head to the tower?
Yes, we
I
can.
mean, these are like, you know, I'll be feeding these pigeons forever. We're in a loop.
And
So you're saying you gave the EDZ DirecTV. Who else?
then I think my next one's gonna be um
Mars.
maybe the Tangled Shore.
Mars. Oh, really? Well, I haven't been to the Tangled Shore yet, but maybe he'll have another another one of those glimmer replenishing days.
Maybe. Because yesterday was super helpful. Getting a bunch of those
Oh, yeah, did you buy like
thingamabobs.
30 of them?
Not 30, I didn't have that much going
You
on.
did
But
though. You here. Fractaline. All right, look. See, this is what I was telling you. The phase glass needle was 1 shard for 5. 10,000 glimmer was 10,000 glimmer was just 20 of the phase glass needle. So essentially, for 4 legendary shards, you were getting 10,000 glimmer, and you have like 1,500 legendary shards. You could have kept going back. You could have kept going back, getting the glimmer, like just maxing out your glimmer, then buying the shards back with your legendary shards, and then selling them for glimmer again.
I did do that like once or twice.
But you can do it. As long as they have him crazy on certain days, hey. Because those things are like 20,000 glimmer.
Sometimes the spider is crazy.
So if you,
Yeah, they are.
so
They're
you
pretty
gotta be a little
pricey.
strategic, and use your materials. I bought like, it's ridiculous. I don't even know. I think I spent like 500 shards.
Like,
Yeah.
500 shards.
Yeah, because
Damn.
it took. Yeah, because it takes like maybe. What is that? 10,000 per. Yeah, you have to buy like. You have to buy at least 200 materials worth of glimmer. So. Yeah, I was buying a lot of material, and then just cashing them in, and then buying the level booster, and then going back, cashing them in. Because I gotta tell you, that instant leveling up thing is the most useful thing ever. You don't know what it was like. Back in my day, we had to take the Fractaline
You used to have
from
to get a
Nessus.
bunch of fractal.
We'd have to take it all the way to Nessus and go to the obelisk there and rank it up. Then go all the way to the EDZ. We didn't have tower obelisks. People thought that was a tree stand or something. Nobody knew what that was. It didn't exist yet.
That's true. That's what
Christmas
people
tree
thought.
stand. They were going to put a giant tree there for the dawning. Nope. Now you can just connect through the World Wide Web to any obelisk you want to. Pick up bounties without even going to the planet. Tisk.
That is nuts. I didn't know that was possible until it was.
What do you think that thing is going to do? Apparently it has purpose.
I guess we're gonna find out.
To say, purpose, Mr. Anderson. Apparently it's supposed to unlock something or open a gateway or. I mean, I don't know. Are we trying to attract a member of the 9?
Good question.
Oh my god, wait a minute. Hold up, wait a minute. Did this person just say they went into the subway, we'll never find them? What subway? You're in the tower.
What's
expressions.
Yes.
How do people even get up here? Is there like an elevator at the foot of this place? It seems like everyone that gets here flies up here. I only see a hangar bay. I don't see a tram. I don't see a giant staircase. I don't even see a zip line. How do people get into the tower?
That's true. How do people get up here?
I feel like that's a question worth exploring. They might want to. I mean, that's why we didn't know how to get off this thing. When it was time to evacuate, they were like, "All right, to the exits." They said, "Wait, where? What? I flew here."
Where?
Actually, not to mention, I've never asked where the exits are. Yeah, funny that.
You know what? Maybe it's one of those things where it's like we don't see them because we don't need them.
Oh, really? So you said
You know what I mean? Like, what's a good example?
Banshee's
Acknowledged.
broom closet is in here, but okay. His broom closet.
Um, okay. Here's a good example that's kind of messed up. Like, when you go in the subway, do you ever notice the ones that are accessible for people who are in a wheelchair, for example?
The flappy folding seats that, that people don't gently
No,
coax back into their spaces.
I mean, going into the subway, some of them have
Oh, yeah.
elevators and some of them don't.
Yes.
Do you ever notice them? Ever?
Not
Like,
particularly.
right. Like, you don't need them, so you don't notice them. It's only when I've been on the subway with someone who's got, like, a stroller or something that I start noticing them.
I can see that. I mean, yeah.
But otherwise, it's like, whatever. I just need to get out of here. What's the quickest
Well,
way out
that's
of here?
true. That's true. But you telling me nobody ever ran out of fuel on their ship and were like, "Ah, man, I guess I'm gonna take the stairs." Wait, where are the stairs? I guess it just appears when you need it. Is that what you're? Is that what you're trying to tell? Is that what you're trying?
Yeah, I guess if that ever became an issue, I'm sure that we would find the stairs.
Well, I can't argue with that. Nor do I want to. Okay, they kind of gave me the butt rolls. It's okay though. It's okay. It's okay. I can do nothing but tone
Done.
in response. How about you? Did you get anything cool?
Nah.
Confectionery hearts. I'm gonna go over and
I did get some confectionery hearts. I'm gonna see if I can buy the thing now,
I'm
but
gonna try
probably
and get
not.
the ornament or the vow. You know.
Don't you already have the ornament for the
They have an
vow?
ornament for the vow. I don't know if it's silver or what. I don't know. I guess I'll just check. But yeah, what if I already have the vow? That vow is $960. Do you have an upgrade module to waste on
Ignorance is a prison cell.
and an additional weapon to waste on infusion? Or maybe I can just take this
Maybe.
soon to be useless currency and buy a bow with it.
That's
Stockpile
true.
these confectionery hearts so that Evil Levante can tell me about all the cavities I'm gonna get. Like, you just had us baking cookies. What are you talking about?
I want no part.
Cookies, Eva.
Yeah, we were baking cookies.
I don't want to hear it. I don't like it. All right. So what are you thinking? Dobles?
Yeah. Yeah, let's try it.
Let me double check
just,
Shaxx.
Break your heart.
I did not pick up Crucible bounties. I only picked up Crimson blah 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 bounties.
Okay.
You know one thing I noticed? I don't think you had your Sparrow equipped.
I did have my sparrow
Like
equipped.
the Sparrow?
I must admit,
The
Guardian,
sparrow, yes.
very curious to see what you've got for me to crack open.
I don't know.
You don't know. I'm gonna cough up a hairball. You're gonna stress me out so much.
You
I'm just
ready?
gonna end up
To go to
just
doubles?
coughing up a hairball. No. Just let me go talk to Shizzy.
Shax.
Yeah. MC Helmet.
Did you show the darkness what light can do?
MC Helmet himself. Let's see. Oh. Oh, there. Okay. For a second, I did not know where the supers were.
Don't waste it.
There's a Rumble bounty. I forgot Rumble was a thing. All right, we're good. Completely forgot Rumble. I like Rumble.
Perhaps
Back
a
when I had the
barter
first
is
curse.
warranted.
That was a hand cannon, slanging guardian. I wonder how the obelisk was doing. Let's see.
Best
How we doing? The
Crimson Days.
resonance
Okay.
power is at 82. Oh no, I need to get some more glimmer.
Oh, you need to.
I need more glimmer. I have like 18,000. Some good.
Oh, damn.
It's okay though. I think today the arrangement is weird too, but I think it's profitable. I mean, we have nothing if not a ton of materials. What do we even use them for now, anyways? Nothing.
Well, sometimes when I want to get one of them, what do you call them? Upgrade modules. I exchange them with
Oh yeah,
Banshee.
those things are part of it. Yeah, you're right. Yep.
Yeah.
I was really trying to remember. Like, wait, when's the last time I did this?
Hmm. But that was a good arrangement yesterday, because I literally don't think I use, those things for anything.
What? What upgrade? Rebel?
No. The stuff you get from the EDZ.
Dusklight shards.
Yeah, those like shards. I don't think I use them for anything.
Yeah, I think I mostly use them for getting
Except-
thingies.
Yeah, same.
Like, your usefulness has ended, sir. On your bike.
Crimson Days.
Oh, you got your bow out.
Of course.
But so, what light through yonder
Really?
window breaks? It is
Wow.
the east. And I
What?
am
But soft,
the
what light
Crucible.
through yonder window breaks is the east, and I am the crucible.
What?
Shax.
Who said that? Oh, damn.
That's why I'm sitting here like, what? What? Okay. I'm going along the back here. Oh, got a friend.
Got him.
His buddy's down there too. Alright, I'm right behind you.
Got him.
I died right behind you. See me?
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, I
it,
see you.
it just respawned me this time. Heavy's up,
Oh, that's
heavy's
weird.
up, dear. Oh, fuck. Yep! I said heavy!
1 minute left.
Would you-
I thought I could get him.
I would have told you nah, because he's firing spiders out of his gun. Don't forget to pick up the heavy, hun. Oh, come on with that.
What? Yeah, that was bullshit.
30 seconds left and you're trailing. You can do this.
I'm right behind you.
Is that behind us?
10 seconds.
Actually don't see them on the radar.
Working with your partner isn't easy. Believe in yourselves.
Working with your partner is easy. So
Round 2.
the trick
Enemy
is to
has the
stay
lead.
close,
Stay with your
but not
partner
stay so
and
close
take
that we
this back.
inadvertently become a double kill of some sort. You feel?
Mm.
Yeah, because, you know, I shoot explosive arrows. That's the kind of thing that can hit 2 people at the same time. So you don't want to be that close, but, you know, you do want to have your reunited buff popping. You do have to stand fairly close together. They're to the left by the heavy and the waterfall.
I see. Yep, there they are.
Woo!
1 minute left. You're leading this round.
They're like, he's, oh, come on. He got me with Fist of Havoc, so watch out.
Shut the enemy down.
Oh, you got him. Nice.
And his friend.
Nice.
Oh, the Lord.
Mm.
The heavy's just sitting there. Don't mind if I do.
Yeah, no, I see it. It's on my radar.
Look what you have.
Yeah, grab it.
30 seconds. You're in the lead. Hold fast.
Let's straight ahead. Let's go by the flag. We're 1 double away from overtime, so we're together. But remember, crab. They're coming this way. See them on the radar?
I see them.
10 seconds. Your partner thinks like you.
Nice.
Keep it up.
Woo!
Yay!
Alright, alright. Stratagems.
Round 3. Dead even. Assist your partner, and the enemy will fall.
Why am I using this beast?
Are you using the bow?
I'm
What are you
using the
using?
rabble cannon. Ah, crap!
The rabble
Alright,
cannon. What
now
happened?
we gotta move. That's all. Somebody straight ahead.
Yeah. Ah!
Oh, really?
Save me, strike. He got me. Yeah. They're both headed towards
I
you.
can tell the heavy's about to spawn. Nope, not today. Oh God, both of them were shoulder titans. Fuck. Well, I couldn't block 2 of them. I got 1 of them, but where were you? Where were you?
I was trying to head your
Why
way.
were you away from me?
Because I was
1
dead.
minute
You
remains.
die.
You're behind, but there's still time.
Because they got me. Nice.
I try. That was the colony he just fired. I heard it. Hopefully those spiders don't crawl very far because butt cheeks.
Nice.
30 seconds.
Oh Lord. Okay. Let's head back to the middle. We're gonna cut through the middle and go towards. Oh, well, they're already where I thought they were gonna be. Never mind.
What? That was bullshit.
10 seconds.
Oh, what bull! Bull! How? We both did our supers at the same time and he got it? He got the kill?
Relationships take work.
Bullshit.
Brace yourselves.
How do I shotgun someone in the face instead? See, this is why Titans need nerfs.
You aim your shotgun and then you fire it at them. You don't just pull the trigger and pray that the bullets hit something? I don't know.
Opponents
What
have
do you
match
mean?
point. You have each other.
I'm just saying.
I punched a Titan out of a shoulder charge earlier. You know how?
Well, I fired a shotgun at his face, and he literally didn't even flinch.
Is a shotgun blast to the face guaranteed death?
Yes!
In Destiny?
It is, damn it.
Like 100%?
It should be. Should be. This is why Titans need nerfs.
Need
Titans
nerfs.
need nerfs.
You gotta learn how to tenderize your meat before you freaking consume it, that's all.
Ah, they got me. God
Now
damn it.
make it rain.
One of them's got some kind of... it's a shotgun. Or a sidearm? Translation theory.
1
They're
minute
headed
left.
Yeah, I get it.
towards you.
I figured they would be.
Nice.
2 for 1.
Ooh.
I had a feeling they were gonna do that. Like one of them was gonna try the shoulder charge, the other one was just gonna try and clean up with the other one. Yeah, wasn't very well thought through. Bull crap. But we both got each other. But that was nonsense. I did mine first.
30 seconds. You're in the lead. Hold.
Buttheads, I tell you, buttheads. Hey you. Oh nice.
Hi.
You popped off on him. Did
Yeah.
you?
Well, I got one of them.
I see you.
Yeah.
They're over by the waterfall.
They're like right here.
10 seconds.
Dumbass.
Double down.
Woof.
Your partner thinks like you. Keep it up.
Ah.
Peak shoulders.
Is that the sound of
Good
your
lord.
The sound of your
I
heart.
guess it is. Oh, I guess we all heard the same thing.
Shax is hysterical.
And now that you mention it, that actually is the sound of my heart.
Show your
Get the
partner
fuck
you-
out! Oh my
come
god!
on.
Can't argue with the numbers.
I choked.
That's bullshit.
I'm so mad and I choked. All I had to hit him with was one arrow. One.
Cherish your partner, Guardian, no matter the
Crabs.
hardship. You can do this.
That was
Crabs!
crabby.
What's going on?
That
What is
was
this?
crabby for sure.
My back! My back!
What? You're... Oh, stop. You and your back aches.
What?
They have medication for that.
What about my sciatica? Okay. No one's thinking of my lower back strength.
You want to do another one?
I feel like we've just been roped in.
Oh, okay.
I don't know, it's up to you. How are you feeling about that?
I could do one more.
Glorious mess. What? What?
No, I could do one more.
Did you hear the other scuttlebutting around?
What's the other
The
scuttlebutt?
Sonic is doing extremely well.
I did hear that, yes.
It had a very, very good opening weekend. Against all odds. Apparently. No. I think all you have to do is watch it for like a few moments to realize that the people behind this thing really like it. And really wanted to make a good movie. Or, you know, a palatable movie. They wanted to make a movie. Their hearts were in the right place. And I think you can see that in every inch of the production. Everybody, you know, everybody brought their A game, including Jim Carrey. You know, they clearly had fun making it.
Yeah, he did.
And it was very rare that you see something like that. Something like where everybody is on board.
Yeah. I mean, no, that's not rare. But I see what you mean. It is nice to see.
Alright.
This
I mean, like,
thrill
for something
demands
that's
that you
like,
trust your partner. so trust them.
like a what do you call it? He's like a mainstream like mascot character, you know, making a kids movie based on him. It is very. I feel that I find that it's kind of rare that usually with that setup, that it's a situation where the cast and the crew and everyone involved really want to make a good Sonic movie. Like they just everybody believed in Jeff Fowler's vision and thought, you know, hey, you know, let's make like if we're gonna do this, let's make it special. That was long and painful. Oh God.
Right.
Oh God.
Ooh. Oh, these grenades.
I know, those are
Jeez.
mine. Something was running after me and electrocuting me. I was covering my bases. That's what you do.
Oh, okay.
When they give you 2 grenades. They give you 2 grenades as a striker.
1 minute left. You're leading this round.
Boop. Boop's on parade. Boop's on parade!
Boobs on
What's that
parade.
you've got?
What?
Boobs on parade.
All right, we're just gonna
That's
ignore
the
what you just did
song.
with your mouth guitar there. Oh no, he gave up.
30 seconds. You're in the lead. Hold fast.
He's straight ahead and to the left. If I don't shoulder check him, he's gonna get the machine gun.
Seconds.
Did you get him or did he get you? Never mind, I see.
I got him.
You're in sync with your partner. I love it.
Just sore winning, I guess.
Nice.
Yeah.
Round 2. You and your
You
partner
got
have the lead. Support each other.
Where do you think? Where do you think it's gonna be this time?
Hopefully
hey.
us. Oh, there they are again.
Give me your strength, Titan.
Oof. That first shot was wow. It just wow instantly. Really? Oof. Does this have level advantages on it? One shot?
Maybe.
Straight ahead. At the hangar. Oh, this isn't going the way you thought it would.
Oh, I think he was trying to leave. Actually, he was just standing
Oh, like
there.
he was backing into a corner and didn't realize it. So it's too late. Okay, the heavy is gone. The
No,
heavy's
he was
gone.
trying to
That means he
leave the
probably has it.
game.
Whoop! That.
Whoa, yep, he definitely has it.
1 minute left. You're leading this
You
round.
know, that shouldn't have hit me, but I'm glad it did. And what's he doing?
Oh, there you are. Okay.
He's gonna camp out. And it's only gonna last.
Yeah, they're camping out on
I'm
the
gonna
other
jump
side.
into this hole in the wall then. Yep, just like that. I see you behind me. I see you. I see you back there.
Yeah.
30
Oh,
seconds. You're in the lead. Hold
Yeah.
Yep, there they are. Got one.
And that's two.
Got the other one. Okay.
16 seconds. That doesn't sound like a
Yeah,
lot of time to
think we got
stage
this.
a comeback.
10 seconds.
Uh-oh. I smell him. I smell bacon.
Which I guess won't keep them from trying.
Would it stop
Your
you?
partner thinks like you. Keep it up.
No.
Would it stop you? You always have such nice things to say when you win. Your partner
Round
thinks
3.
like you.
Two of you have match
Yes,
point.
indeed.
Show me you still
All right,
can.
we've got that. We've got match point. Ready to show these people what confectionery cheeks are all about.
Confectionery cheek.
Only the sweetest. Okay, they're inside the orange deck. I'm not gonna go in through that entrance. They're both waiting. Let's go around.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, See, they're already wasting their grenades. Let's go around just a little bit, just a tad. Nah! My analog stick flew off. Alright, we're good.
God damn it. I got one, not the other.
Okay, gotcha.
You got it back?
No, not even close. Nah, not close.
No?
1 minute remains. You're behind, but
They're
there's
across,
still
like,
time.
they're waiting for something to pop off. God! What is that? Fixed odds. He's firing a really accurate machine gun, so be careful. Oh. There she. Oh, she did it. Yep. Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Reunited.
Hello.
You know, the song is right. It does feel quite crab to be reunited. Nope. Nope.
Oh.
That's gonna be a nope from me, dog.
He
Oh,
wasted his
no.
entire super trying to
But you know
kick
what?
me.
I won't do that. Ha!
Both of you fought cautiously and with sound tactics.
Nice.
Your friendship will go far.
Oh. He actually shot me.
Had, but your crimson bond
All
grew
right.
stronger.
Okay.
What?
Cool.
What happened?
Well, after we had won, he shot me and killed me. It didn't count because the match was already over.
But you like tripped over something and then he got the credit for it.
Yeah.
He has to take the W's where he can. Okay.
All right. Cool. So I think I have enough confectionery hearts to get that dance. I kind of want to go to the tower and do that.
Okay. I have a date with the FFers.
Okay.
Jeez, this is a lot of bounties. All right. I got another power bonus. Oh my goodness. This had better be an amazing shotgun, I swear. This better be the best shotgun that's ever graced Destiny. I don't know. It's
Which
called
one?
the Python. It's the pinnacle shotgun, or yeah. For the Gambit.
Oh.
You have to get like 500 shotgun kills, and 150 of them have to be at close range. That's it. Yeah, that's why I was running around with 3 shotguns earlier. That's my that's my foolproof method of making sure that everything's a shotgun. I finally did it.
I finally did it.
It's so weird.
Oh my god.
What? Are you looking at all your fractal lines?
No, I'm just looking. No, I'm looking at this quest I have for the loaded question.
That sounds familiar.
You have to kill 500 things with fusion rifles. You have to make 1,000 arc kills. And I already have everything except for the stupid rifle kills, like fusion rifle kills. God, 500? That's insane.
Just run around with the Wizened Rebuke, you know, one of those cool ones they gave you during Iron Banner. And then just flex it from there. Because that's a really good one. Or what about the Merciless? That exotic fusion rifle? That got better. It's an exotic solar fusion rifle. It even has a masterwork. Yeah.
I do like the Saint 14 one. What is it called?
The Gallant blah blah blah.
Yes, the Gallant Charge. Quite nice.
Yeah, I forgot. I was gonna tell you about armors. Have you been fiddling with your armors this season? Have you been messing with the new perks?
Yeah.
Do you like the new perks? Because some of them, some of them work differently than others. Some of them are strange. Some of them have buffs.
Some of them are
But
strange.
the best, the new perks, all the light ones, the charged with light, those can only be used on the righteous armor. So if
Yes,
you're
I
using the
noticed
righteous
that.
gear, you can like stack them and come out with all kinds of interesting things. I have this thing that gives me charged of light every time I get a shotgun kill. And then that charge from charged with light gives me a defense buff if I lose my shields.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
like you can
cool.
make them all work together to, It's the RPG part of the game, scratching at the surface. But I don't know, some of them are cool. It depends on what you're doing, I guess. Have you used the one that you like yet, or
I don't really have a preference for these
are you
perks.
bluffing?
Like, am I supposed to have favorite
Yet,
perks?
yeah, because they all do something different that benefits your character.
Well, the one thing that I really like, and I think we've already talked about this, is I really like the perk on the escape artist because it gives me an extra.
Well, that's an exotic, but I mean, 4 of your other armor pieces are legendaries.
They
And
are,
they all have
yes.
their own perks and buffs that they can give to your character, like damage resistance, more armor, faster reloading with your gun. Like, you gotta dive into these mods.
Do I?
Yeah, you do though. If you want to play this game on something other than normal, you absolutely do though. Yes, you do though.
Okay.
No, they put it in the game so that you don't interact
Okay.
with it. That's why they put it in there, so that you could
I
have the
mean,
game for 3 years and not know how the armor works.
I know how the armor works. I usually put things on my armor that will either increase my intelligence so that I get my super faster, or increase my discipline so that I get my grenades faster.
So you're using them as universal stat buffs. What about the other perks, like the perks that directly affect how your weapons work?
Like which one,
Do
for
you want me to
example?
highlight a piece of armor and read off every single mod to you? Why are you asking me like that? Like I'm saying something that's impossible
Well,
or a
Looking for
far-gone
anything
conclusion
special?
well, okay.
or
I'm
an
just gonna look
inaccessible
at my
part of the
armor right
game.
now.
Like, I mean, you're asking a lot of me there. There's a lot of mods for every piece of armor.
Yeah, there's a
A
lot
lot
of
of
mods.
them.
So
Like,
I
not
use
just
the
the
ones
ones that increase
that
your
are
stats.
relevant to what I'm
Yeah,
doing.
so
Don't know where my uncle finds these things.
you never equip something different depending on what we're doing? Well, then you're
Rarely.
definitely not using this to its potential. Boo 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 boo.
Oh my god, I'm about to get the
You should have
dance.
some stuff there that should, that should benefit you when you're using a Stormcaller, or when you're using Void, or when you're using Dawnblade. Like, you should have armor or perks in place that, that help those out.
Yeah, there are things I use whenever I'm a
You're,
Dawnblade versus when I'm a
you are determined to
Stormcaller.
not listen to me. It's okay.
No, I do. I mean,
You,
I'm not doing it on the level that you're doing
there's
it,
no such thing as a
obviously,
level.
but
There's
I
either
am
doing it or
doing
not
it.
doing it. You do not need some special kind of access to this game to put a mod in a piece of armor. It's literally just hitting Y on the armor,
Well,
then highlighting the slot.
then I am
And then,
doing
okay,
it.
but okay. I don't like the adversarial tone. Clearly, you know everything about the armor system. I will not bother. Engage with it as little as you'd like.
So,
Have fun.
so what are you
I'm not
trying to tell me
you
about it?
anything at all, because you clearly know everything there is to know and are using it to its fullest potential. Nothing I can teach you.
No, I didn't say
Well,
that.
the
I'm
the
just
tone
saying
is
that. Well, okay, weren't you just saying, oh, well, you're not playing it the
because you're
way that it
not.
should
But
be
if you
played?
are convinced that you
Oh,
are, then I'll just leave you be. I can't. if
okay. I'm just saying, just using them the way that I find
Okay.
advantageous. But clearly you have a different way.
No,
So,
that's no. There's a like I said, when you start playing it on anything higher than normal, you'll realize that just doing things just to do them is not going to help you in the long run.
doing things
Yes,
just to
doing
do
things
them,
just to
like
do
what?
them, like wearing armor just to wear it, carrying weapons just to carry them. Yeah, like stuff like that is
No, well, that's not what
okay.
I do. So what are you
I'm
trying to
trying to
say?
say
Like,
that you do not know nearly as much about the armor as you think you do, and it might benefit you to actually listen to me for once instead of saying, well, no, I'm already doing it, when you're clearly not already doing it.
so what is it that
The
I
fact that
should be
the
doing
fact
that
that
I'm
you have
not
to ask
doing?
means that you're not actually going to listen when I give you the answer, because again, you are convinced that you know everything, so why are you even asking me? You're not going to listen to what I'm saying. I've been telling you this stuff for
Well, I
months.
don't
Then you
think
don't think, well then the
I
fuck.
know everything.
I mean, you're acting like it.
Okay.
You're acting like it, and it's fine. Like I said, the pratfalls will be all yours when you're on the receiving end of endless revives and don't realize why.
Okay, I mean, I pretty much said just now that I'm not really playing it on the same level that you're playing it, but
What
it
does that?
sounds
What does
like
that
maybe you
mean?
heard
What does
something
that
else.
mean? That's a cop out. That's a cop out. What level am I playing Destiny on that you can't? What level is there? What, just
Well, I
paying
told
attention to the
you
armor? Paying attention?
originally that I use the mods that will enhance the things that I use
Okay, but
more
that's only one
frequently, but
slot.
apparently that's
That's
not
not deep
deep
enough because
enough.
it shows that you don't understand the armor system, because that's one of 4 slots. There's a single
I
elemental slot.
know.
Then there's the other slots that are actually 2 of the slots are weapon mods, and then the last slot is usually either a special slot or a designated spot, like the Dreambane spot or the Light spot. So when you sit here and you
Hmm.
tell me I'm using the armor the way I want to use it, quote unquote, and you're only talking about one mod that you can put out of 4 pieces, and I'm asking you what other mods you use, you know the resilience and intellect and mobility mods, that's only one slot, right? So
It is,
then
but
what about the other
usually
slots in the armor? Why don't you use the other slots?
usually the energy level that it takes to
You have
boost those stats
1,500 legendary
makes it
shards.
so that you can only use me. I can only, generally speaking, for my armor, I can only use 2 maybe, because the other, like the ones that I use that will enhance my intelligence or that'll enhance my discipline, take up the
So you
majority of
wouldn't
the energy.
sacrifice one of
So
those for a
that's
better
why,
weapon mod?
if it really made a difference, sure.
How much does your
But
base stat make a difference? Do you
I
tangibly
base
see the
that.
difference in damage, or like just, or is it cool to just see like the bars go up? Like, is it actually affecting the way you're playing the game?
Yes,
Oh,
that's why I'm doing it. Well, as I said, I use my grenades a lot because when I am a stormcaller, I like using the escape artist. So that means that it
you know
makes more
there's
sense for me to have grenades faster if I
there's
enhance
weapon mods
my
that do that, right?
discipline.
There's weapon mods that
Okay, which weapon
do you want
mods do that?
again. So if I read you the name of the mod verbatim, what is that going to do for you? Why do you keep asking me to name these mods on the spot? I'm telling you that there is a mod that does that. That should be enough.
Oh, okay.
That'd be enough. There's a mod that does that. There are
That's
mods
nice.
that give you super energy on grenade kills. There's mods like Breach Resonator, which give you back your grenade energy in full whenever you break a barrier titan's shield. That's a mod that you unlock on the artifact. There are tons of mods that help you get back your grenades that don't involve nebulously increasing your intellect for a chance you're totally unsure of. I mean, if you look at your intellect, all you're doing is reducing the cooldown by seconds. That's not intrinsically
Yes,
better
that's true.
than being able to instantly break a shield and get your grenades filled back up, or to use a soup, or to use a finisher, like the explosive finisher. When you do your finisher, it recharges your grenades instantly. There's a lot that you're
Ooh.
leaving on the table to keep it,
Hmm.
to keep it really basic by just upgrading your stats. Because your base stats are good, but the mods are what'll help you play differently or play in a different way, because you might find that you'll have more grenade energy with different grenade mods rather than, say,
Hmm.
just increasing your intellect. That's all. There's a lot of stuff going on in there.
Yeah, that's cool.
Remain vigilant, Guardian.
Yeah.
Never quite be as safe as we think.
What is it? This one? Yeah. Like if you have void armor, let's see.
Does it let you see, what do you call it, my
It
mods
lets you
and
see
stuff,
what
or
you
no?
have. Yeah. If you have mods, then you can. Then you'll see them there on the piece of armor or whatever.
Okay, so let me see what you have.
I don't know if you
Where you
can
at?
look through all my. You can. Yeah. You can see what I've got on now. But
The best cryptarchs dig and dig. One day, the garden blooms.
I've got the dance.
you got the single ladies.
Yes.
Yes, yes, Guardian, by all means. Let's get started.
It's very shotgun and arc centric. Yeah, look at all the thingies. They're all kind of centered around just letting me run around and shotgun things. Striking light and uncatchable and heavy-handed and lock and load. Some of these things, like those yellow mobs, they have.
Oh, that's interesting. You have mods on your unsurmountable school fort, even though it's
It
an
has
exotic?
regular mods. It doesn't take the It doesn't take the artifact mods. Or,
Oh.
they still take regular mods. They just don't take the artifact ones or the the Dreambane ones or anything like that. But yeah, yeah. It's all for the love of shotguns.
Okay, that's very, very
Well,
shotgunny, I
yeah.
see.
Dampeners, targeting, ammo finders, and then this thing called quick charge. So I could get charged with light for shotgun. It's just. I want to have a very clean shotgun experience. The ammo finders don't hurt either. That's a cool that's a mod that you can put. That's usually on your arms, on your arm. You can have
Hmm.
ammo, like special ammo finder. It makes enemies drop special ammo more. Or heavy ammo finder. Blah blah blah.
Geez, this stupid thing's so stiff.
Oh, that's interesting. So,
And then some of them are different. Some of them are different elements. So if you notice, the ones that you can get resistance, like damage resistance from an arc piece of armor, or solar from a solar piece of armor, etc., etc. So when you see me wearing all this stuff,
oh,
you see
this
how
is
I have like
cool.
solar.
Where'd you get this hands-on
Which
one?
one?
The one that's on your mark. Called hands-on. It says gain super energy from melee kills.
Oh, it's an arc mod. It just it's like one of those things. It just drops. Do you have it?
Yeah. Butt flap. I don't know.
It's an
Let's see.
arc mod, so if you have an arc butt flap, you can equip it.
I have a lot of void stuff
I think you should
Um,
have you should have a butt flap of each element. Really, because my void one, the void butt flap has a bunch of defensive things on it, like the finisher that gives you an overshield, or the finisher that restores your health. It has small things on it that are different from the other ones. And same thing for the solar and for the arc ones.
oh yeah, I do have it.
Yeah, see? And then you can just see all the mods that are available on it. Yeah, like this void one I have has something called Guardian Angel. I think it's when you get precision kills, they can drop health. Enemies will drop an orb for health.
Oh, these are interesting. Guardian Angel. Yes.
Yas.
Oh, that's cool. I like that. See, I don't like the ones that use up your super energy.
Well, all of them are different commitments, so I'd say check. I like the one that reloads reloads all your weapons only takes a tenth. And then there's ones like the overshield one that take a quarter. So it all depends on what you want to, you know. There's one that restores your grenades that only takes like a third. You know, it depends. You see me running around like a lunatic, you know, and I'm doing finishers. Sometimes I am doing it for that very reason, because I often have special finisher on. And I need to be swimming in special ammo gear. So people are getting headbutted so I can have a steady stream of special ammo. And for me, that's kind of worth, you know, sacrificing some super, because at the end of the day, that thing is always charging. And if you have, you know, if you have your mods on point, you're not too worried about, you know, getting your super energy back, because you've got all your mods on point, getting your super back up as quickly as possible, right?
Indeed.
I'll show you the things. You just gotta trust me. And not be crab. Don't be crab. Whatever you do, don't
I'm not crab.
do it. You know, and I can tell you, hey, you know, the next time you want to use your any of your rifles, you just avoid chest armor and put unflinching rifle aim on it. You'll never flinch. They have it for hand cannons. Nope.
Never
You
flinch.
will never flinch. Heck, they even have unflinching grenade launcher aim. So the next time you shoot the colony at someone, you'll never miss it. You know, we will make you the ultimate Jessica. We can even make you an arc one, so that you just constantly have arc souls. I mean, did you know that what's it called? Did you know that the Monte Carlo instantly gives you back your melee? Like killing
That's
enemies
cool.
with it, yeah, gives you a chance to instantly get your melee attack back. So if we were strategic enough, we could just have you just perpetually in arc souls. And that's half the fun of building these crazy arsenals. You know, we're not stockpiling these things just to stick them in the vault and, you know, dust them off every now and then. Reminisce about the good old days. You know, they're not just there for that.
Indeed.
All right, let me check my inventory. Did I do it? Did I equip this thing? Let's see. Okay, 4 emotes clearly is not enough. We're gonna need to hit the diagonals. Start doing some macros, like hold the left trigger and hit the D-pad. I don't know. Where did she go? Did anybody see a Gabriel around here? White hair.
I was standing
Probably
right in
doing-
front of
probably
you.
doing single
Was I
ladies
not?
on a nearby railing. No, I didn't see you at all.
I was
There's
standing
somebody
right in
named
front of you.
Gas Mask 9. Yeah. Hey.
Surprised more people have not joined in on this dance. I mean, come on.
Never before was there a more wholesome Destiny moment than the day she got her single ladies dance. Clearly, Beyonce approves. Because the Beehive did not descend upon Destiny for this. Clearly, they ran it
No,
by
it
the
seems
council.
they did not.
Clearly, the Hive came to an agreement before they were allowed to use this. And you're like lit by the boombox, so it's even better.
Yes, this is even awesomer. It's like she's at the club.
Oh my good. Wait, really?
Yes, in the club. In my single ladies dance.
Telling all the guardians that if they liked it, they should have put a ring on her ghost.
That's right. Okay.
A few hours later. Hey, lady!
What? Oh, I think we got
Oh
we
no!
got kicked
Oh
out.
no! And that, folks, is why you never go full Beyonce. You were messing with
Wow.
powers you did
Yeah,
not fully understand. I
that
think
is
you did it for
why.
too long.
That's wow. That's
That's
I gotta
that's
save
the
that
power of the.
clip.
What error code did they give you? Did they give you error code B?
I'm not sure. That would be so awesome.
How amazing would that have been? Error code.
Oh, why won't it let me capture what? Oh, I guess because I'm broadcasting, it won't let me capture what
No, like a
happened.
blow. I
Oh.
think I recorded it, but just to be sure, I'll record a 5-minute clip. But I think I think I caught it from my side. Either way, we
Okay.
definitely caught it from our side where you just blip. There, you got blipped.
I can't believe it.
You were part of the great guardian blip that afflicted the tower.
I can't.
Like, oh, so what were you doing at the time of the blip? Nothing.
Well, I was doing the single ladies dance,
Really?
and yeah, that's how that went down.
Oh.
All right. Well, maybe to close out tonight, we can talk about what your general feelings are about Crimson Hearts this time around, or Crimson Days.
Crimson Neckbones.
Crimson Neckbones. Yep.
Well, you know, I gotta say, I I like it. I wish it were a little bit. I wish it were a little bit longer. As an event, you only got like a week to get down on
Yeah.
it, and it's pretty brief. But it,
Yeah. We should at least get 2 weeks.
and I think doubles is an acquired taste. But I think if you have, if you actually have some friends that play Destiny, it's definitely not a bad way to spend like a day or two. And it was really rewarding this year. I can see that they were probably more focused on getting everybody the things than making too many
Mm-hmm.
new things. But I do like the dual-sided sparrow. Eververse has always kind of won out as far as the prizes and the prize pool are concerned. But but
Mm-hmm.
doubles is as fun as always, and it's extremely rewarding. Like, there's no reason why after this one you shouldn't have all of the prizes that Shaxx has to offer. I would hope moving forward that they would do some more things like with that, 2-on-2 conceit. Maybe as the modes
Mm-hmm.
open up, or you could do other things in pairs because they have a good idea of it for PvP or for PvE. Do the Lost Sector
Mm-hmm.
together, do some adventures together, you mooks.
Yeah. You
But it would
mooks.
be nice to see a little bit more variety in that department. Give us more team-based activities, more two-player challenges. I think would make it even more fun. But it was lean. It was clean. I can see that the avoid bad press engine is running full capacity. You know, no one's tripped and fallen.
Avoid bad
Yes,
press.
I mean, if it's so easy to forget, in hindsight, but there was a time where it was not unusual nearly every week or every other week for there to be some bad news about Destiny 2. It's like, oh, the game launched,
Yeah.
and now it has no end game. Oh, Festival of the Lost is here, and all of this stuff is in the Eververse. Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
this raid puzzle that no one can finish. Oh, hey guys! If you didn't purchase the expansion pass, which would guarantee you Warmind and Curse of Osiris, we're going to lock you out of the content you already paid for because you won't be the appropriate power level to experience it. What? Oh, wait. And then Curse of Osiris came out and was 3 hours long. Oh, wait. They're doing what? They're throttling our XP? To make it take longer to. Oh! It's like every other week, if not
Yeah.
every week, Destiny 2 was just in the news for all of the wrong reasons. Every new event, every new thing that they seem to
Mm-hmm.
introduce just seemed to blow up. And dead game. So,
Yeah.
it's,
Oh my
it's, it's nice to
God.
see them very cognizant of what their audience may want, what they may want to do or catch up to, and just giving them the stuff to do it. I think each season has been better than the one before it, as they're kind of getting the hang
Mm-hmm.
of how to, I don't know, I guess, distribute content through these season-long passes. But it's
Mm-hmm.
February and it's we're a little rough, but I feel like we're getting there. And Crimson Days this year was cool. Though I would definitely love to see more creativity as far as doubles activities in the future. You know, just something. I don't
Yeah.
even care what it is. Just something silly. Make us both get on our sparrows on Titan and drive through those little blue gates. Have like 10 of them. Put them all over the rig
Mm-hmm.
in weird places, and just have us do that as a pair. I don't care. You know, pair activities. That's the whole point. And go all out. And what do you
Yeah.
think? I know
That
you're
would
not
be
much of
cool.
a PvP creature, but given that, did you think did you enjoy the main activity as well as anything else they threw in this year?
I did. I did enjoy it.
It's the Beyonce dance, really. That's the Beyonce dance talking.
Yes, I did enjoy that I got my Beyonce dance. I I thought I would never get it. Very happy to be pleasantly surprised.
Why does my Titan have to look so ridiculous? Like it's just that one slight shoulder sway. I don't know what it is about it. It's like off by like 3 degrees. See, look at that. Why? I missed that top railing in the tower. Right before the Iron Banner area, that railing, people would just get up on that railing and dance on it. Oh, they just stand up there and dance.
Oh yeah.
On Halloween, there was a couple of people up there
Yeah.
dancing.
Missed that railing. Let me get the railing back.
Like for Destiny 3, we'll get the old tower back. That's what they should do. They should go back to the old tower and rebuild. That should be the theme. Rebirth. Rebuilding.
Yeah.
Rebuilding humanity. Rebuilding the Vanguard. Rebuilding Earth. Yeah, Earth. Yeah. It's time for a new golden age. Blah, blah, blah. Although I don't know. Although I do not know exactly. I think we may be able to talk about that I think a bit more in the next, because I just have questions, that's all. I have a feeling that a lot of this comes full circle. I have a feeling, yeah. I feel like we've affected too many things in that way already for there not to be greater implications of that moving forward. Like some Terminator level cause and effect type things going on in the background.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wouldn't it be something if we were if wouldn't it be something if this were it?
What do you mean?
Like if this were the cycle? The traveler to get fought back this far into a corner, only to finally like reach a point, say, where it just can't fight back anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So then like a guardian goes back in time to try and, you know, kind of subtly manipulate the effect so that, you know, to force a different outcome. And this is just one of those many outcomes.
Mm-hmm.
But in said outcome, like there's always one where we die at the end. And we haven't yet found the one where, you know, where humanity actually has hope.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Those are the kinds of cans of worms you open up when you start putting people in the corridors of time and giving them shotguns that belong to you, but you got it from them in the past. Like, what?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like time travel.
Like the perfect paradox is literally the John Connor gun. It has to exist because it existed. Saint has to give it to you.
Right.
So Saint has to give you the shell so that you can find the schematics and restore it and give it to him later on when you save him from an infinite time loop. Or at least from a future where he spends like a few centuries fighting the Vex until they build an illegal light-stealing machine that steals light from light bearers. That is so underhanded.
That is underhanded.
I mean, lose with dignity. I mean, geez. You didn't see him like come out of nowhere with like a radiolarian siphon. Like, oh man, these Vex are too much. You have to start siphoning out the milk. Like, no. He kept shotgunning everything. What? I mean, how else would you disable a Vex? They're liquid.
Guardian, it's underway.
They're literal liquid. Why are you saying? What is ugh? The only thing I've ever seen Vex milk do is electrocute people. It doesn't even look gross. It just looks. You know what?
That's true.
Vex milk looks like to me. If the internet took a physical form and that physical form was water, that's probably what the internet would look like.
It would probably be really gross.
Well, I mean, just stay off that side of the internet, dear.
Like, there would be like an area of it that's like okay, but like, you go too far, if you go too deep, into the dark water.
Like past the caution tape and the police lines, do not cross.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like when you go to the beach and, if you stay on the shallow side, everything's fine. But there's always that side, like off to the side where all the rocks are, where it's all like seaweed and stuff, and you're like, I don't want to go there. I feel like something that I don't want is over there.
Yeah.
That's
what that is, the epitome of that.
Yeah.
Let's check. Messages.
Well, as long as we know where it is, we can just put up a sign. And if you happen to wander in there, listen, natural selection has been far less cruel in similar situations. I don't know what to tell you. The tar pits.
Yeah, there have been warnings.
I mean, look, they're right there. It's obviously not dirt. Come on, don't do this. Your arms are small.
Eververse isn't just a title. It's a family philosophy.
But hey.
Always
hey.
Another mile, and forever another tomorrow.
Oh, there you are.
I was just.
You're very red.
Well, it's Crimson Days week. I was being festive.
I like it. Also like your wing things you've got going on there.
I think this is from Season of the Undying. It's the Vex chest.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like you see my stomach. I got my Radiolarian canteen going, just in case.
Righteous plate?
Yeah, it's the righteous plate, and I have that ornament on it to make it look like,
And you're wearing
If you look, all of this stuff that I'm wearing is righteous armor, which is why my armor is no longer masterwork, because I took it all off to wear this righteous stuff.
I like it.
It's getting up there,
Nice.
bit by bit.
And you've got the new monarchy regalia. Very nice.
It's such
very
a
nice.
cool shader. It just makes everything look nice. My helmet! Oh, I forgot my helmet! No,
Very
wait!
cool.
Wait, stay right there. I forgot. Oh, thank you for reminding me. I got enough bright dust. I think I have enough bright dust to get it. Yes, I do.
Always something new at Eververse.
No, you're gonna.
I'm going to get, wait a minute. Oh, I'm gonna get this helmet ornament.
Take as long as you like. I can wait.
It's called the Crabtographer. No.
The
It's not
crabtographer.
called that. I wish it were, but
Sign here.
I can only be so lucky. It's boobs.
It's easy math, Guardian. You got the silver. Eververse has the goods.
It's called the 14th
Not
Anamnesis. Yes, the 14th Anamnesis. It's a Saint 14 helmet ornament. I swear it looks like the helmet he was wearing when he headbutt the Kel. That's all I'm gonna say.
For anything.
Ooh,
Like
look
it's
at
like
that.
missing a chunk from the right side.
You have
What,
it?
the 14th Anamnesis?
Yeah.
That was my bright dust goal before reset, so yeah.
Ooh. Oh, I see it now.
Mm-hmm.
Missing
Yeah,
a
that
chunk.
thing,
That's
yeah, that looks like
funny.
it's a suspiciously Kel-shaped chunk he's missing there. So,
You think we'll ever see Saint's face?
Probably not. I think we're as likely to see his face as we are to see Lord Shax's.
Take as long as you like.
I-
I can wait.
Well, we're never gonna see Shax's
I mean, do you want to
face.
see Saint 14?
Like, that
Do you want to
much
see
is
Saint
clear.
14's face? I mean, have you seen
Yeah, I
my
do.
face? The face of an exo is not exactly pretty. Like, I'm an exo. If you want to see my face, you'll see why I leave my helmet on all the time. You think, oh, no, he's just shy. He just wants to show off his helmet. No, an exo's face is terrifying. All right? There's a reason Cade
Well,
Cade had a hood on to balance out that horror. And he had a horn. He had like a horn going. Like a little horn.
Yeah.
But see, he had to
cool.
again. He had to accessorize around that
Just browse.
maw.
That's fine by me.
Well, that's fine. I still want to see
Oh
it.
yeah, all right, fine.
Word
Helmet
from
off.
Frank Church today. He must have found something interesting.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm an exo as a Titan. Look at this.
Well, that's not bad. You've got like face horns.
The what?
Maybe a new look.
Are you making fun of my horns?
you've got face
I do.
horns.
I do. Yes, I was able to choose between one horn or two.
Interesting.
I picked two. So I have a backup, just in case.
Oh, that looks like you've got three actually. But yeah, I can't really like get close enough to tell how many horns you've got going on there. Oh,
Yes,
cool.
this is my face.
Okay, that's not horrifying. It's like
I mean, it's not exactly.
Just browsing.
No one's running up to me asking me if I want, a painting, an airbrush of my face. Okay, self-portrait. No, they just end up running.
He must have found something interesting.
oh please.
I mean, they couldn't figure out. They haven't figured out synthetic skin. We managed to make data into the engram, but we could not make convincing synthetic skin. Exos just gotta run around like they're all T1000s. Skinless.
Don't get too distracted
My face.
by the new setup, Guardian.
Yeah,
Eyes that only a mother could love.
to go back to the whole, Destiny story is kind of, there's precious little about what exos really are. It's all kind of shrouded in mystery. Like if you read the lore on it, it's like, well, we've all been to the bottom of to Mars, where it's clear that they were meant to extend human life past a certain point. But there's some scuttlebutt that indicates that at one point or the other, like the whole thing with Deep Stone Crypt,
Yeah.
where Rasputin actually repurposed all of them at one point or the other into war
Why?
machines.
Wait, what? Why did he do that?
Yeah,
So wait, he took control of them and repurposed
Because-
them all as war machines.
yep,
Protocol?
that's one theory.
Was it some kind of failsafe? Did
Well,
he
yeah,
detect
because-
something that...
Because they were needed, like, for whatever reason. See, that's what I mean. Like, why did he do that? Can we get some deeper lore into why that happened? When did it
Yeah.
happen? Did it happen around the collapse? Did it happen
Yeah, 'cause
before
Rasputin
that?
used to have a lot of
Like,
power.
I want to know that stuff. Yeah, he did.
He used to have a lot of power and he used to do a lot of things. And it was almost like digging for treasure. Digging for buried treasure, just trying to figure out like a Rasputin scene and then try to
Hey,
figure out the events that
how's
led
the
up
day
to it.
going?
And then try to figure out why he did what he did.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is what Warmind was for. Warmind should have been our
Right,
answer
that's
to
what
all of those
Warmind-
questions. And then some. And
Yes.
then some. We were waiting
Indeed.
for that, dear. I feel like we were waiting for Warmind since the original Destiny. You spend so much time in Rasputin's like left pocket.
Yeah. And you know, we spent so much time putting him back together, making sure
So
that
you
he was
Guardians
on
are
our
all about
side.
The fourth
right?
mission.
Like that was
Warlocks,
all
Titans, Dead
stuff that
Orbit,
we did
Iron Banner.
in Destiny
I don't know how you
1.
keep track
So
of it
when
all.
in Destiny
Point is, you
2,
understand that
there was a
people
whole
need symbols to
expansion
inspire
named
them.
Warmind.
You're in a
I'm like,
clan,
oh,
you know
we're
what I'm
finally
talking
gonna
about.
get to know what all
Repping a
this was
clan is just
about.
the
Nope.
start.
It was 4
Fly the
I was
missions.
so
banner
excited
wherever you go.
that first
Make it
mission.
the last thing the Legion
We were playing the
sees when
first
they
mission,
come
and then
back.
Anna Bray popped up
Doesn't get
in the
more
mission. I was
inspirational
like,
than that.
yes.
Yeah, me too.
But then,
Me too.
why do they do this to us?
Oh, the disappointment.
You know, it's only disappointing because we know the alternative. You know, you can have a company do something.
Yeah.
And like, you know, like when Ubisoft kind of bungles the Division 1, you don't really go after Ubisoft's neck for it too much because they clearly put in a ton of effort. You know, they clearly
See you soon.
paid attention to the climate and tried to add things in their game that would give it value. And, you know, even though they still had things to fix, their heart was in the right place.
Doing great out there, Deborah.
So it makes those little things
Yep.
easier to stomach.
Mm-hmm.
You know, whereas when you can blatantly tell when someone's heart isn't in the right place. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Anthem 2.0 is coming out. They're going back to Anthem. They're gonna fix it, guys. It's gonna be better this time.
Okay. Sure.
But they're
all right,
still
whatever.
dedicated to Anthem. Isn't that great?
Are they though?
I don't know. Hold on. You want me to go and check and see if the Christmas decorations are still up?
Why don't you
If
go
Christmas
check that?
decorations are still up, I'm not gonna know how to answer that question. But if they are, you know, might have some ground to stand on. But yeah, no, that's gonna be a no from me, dog.
Yeah. Exactly.
So, you know, it's a little bit easier to take a foible here and there. Because at the end of the day, you know what they want to make. And it's not just money hand over fist. And they're not just cashing in
Right.
on the whole Avengers Endgame, you know, craze. By letting people fly around in
Nice.
Iron Man
Okay.
suits for a week before they realized there was nothing else in the game except flying around in Iron Man suits.
Oof.
It's admittedly the coolest thing ever.
I can't.
But we learned something though, you know? We learned that if you ever have a game where your main method of movement is Iron Man feet boots, to not institute a cooldown. Because that will utterly poop on the entire experience of flying with your feet boots. I feel like it's a compromise that no one really considered fully, like the ramifications of putting a cooldown on your feet boots in Anthem. You know? Oh yeah, does anybody else remember Tony Stark? You know, when Tony Stark has to land every 45 seconds while he's
yeah, no, he doesn't.
you know, when he
he doesn't
flies
need to
because
do that.
his feet boots heat up. And he didn't figure out how to properly vent his suit in midair, so he has to like land. So that what?
No, that's not something he needs to do
No.
actually.
Then how in the heck?
Because Tony Stark is like smart.
How in the heck? Okay, I can't. We're gonna go down to an Anthem rabbit hole of why, as I ask how, because I think as far as the story's canon is concerned, these freelancer suits have been around for like decades. They're old. They're a part of this. Like, they're an ancient part of this society's history. You telling me nobody figured out how to vent the suit? You have to fly through waterfalls? That sounds more dangerous.
That sounds really dangerous.
Like, what if you?
It
There's
does.
just so much that can go wrong.
What if you accidentally get water in? I
Yeah.
mean, whatever. I can't.
Exactly.
I'm just.
What if water gets
Yeah.
into a place it's not supposed to get to? What if you
Yeah.
get pulled down? What if the waterfall is stronger than you might have anticipated and you happen to be wearing a light javelin and the force of the waterfall pulls you down? Like, did anyone think?
Yeah. I guess no one thought of that.
Cryptographers are never known by name, only by quality.
I think as long as they focus, pay attention to the community
Well done.
and really have something big,
Well
to really cap off the end of the season pass. I think this could be a good this could be a good year 3 of Destiny 2. It seems like it's getting better with every
Yeah,
new
it could be.
release.
It is, and I have heard, as I think I mentioned earlier, that season 11 is supposed to be the one where they really pull off something special, because it'll be the last season of the year. So we'll see what
I
happens.
look forward to it. I hope that with the sword rework and whatever they're planning for the story, especially at the end of this, all right, that thing is glowing. It's got a giant hologram carrot sticking out of it now. Something's going down.
Hmm.
We have a giant holographic carrot in the middle of the tower.
Yeah, that's true. It's a giant holographic.
It's a
I do like
a
standing
giant
on top of this
churro.
thing. It's pretty cool.
It's the Monterey Jack and Cheese.
Oh my god, look, I'm
taquito.
doing the single ladies dance on
hologram
top of it.
Oh, and she's single ladying inside the taquito. Yep. All right. Thank you. Yep. Okay.
Alright, with that, I think we should end tonight.
I think we should.
Before I get
I
kicked off
think
again.
I think you have terrorized the locals long enough. Personally, I think we should I think we should leave you to your devices, Krabby.
Yep.
Are you gonna say goodnight to the people the way we say goodnight to the people out here on these internets, on this expert playlist? Episode 124.
Yeah.
Conclusion.
Yes. So I think we should, for deaths, definitely should follow us on
The classic
Instagram,
advice.
on the Twitters, and on the
And on the
Facebooks.
Facebooks? You're asking a bit much there.
And on the YouTubes.
Why on the Facebooks? Does the Facebooks occasionally have different content than our regular page
Occasionally, yes. For sure.
All right. I got my incentives. All right.
Definitely on InfernalPenguins.com.
.net. .org.
No, .com.
.edu. .everywhere. Penguins are.
It's not any of that. It's just .com.
Penguin World Order. No. Okay.
What? No. It's .com.
Okay. Are you sure not .yt?
What? No. Definitely just .com.
Okay. You heard the lady. InfernalPenguins.com. Since she's single ladying up there on the on our giant ornament, I will say that thank you for watching. The expert playlist has concluded. We will see you again on Wednesday. Same bat time, same bat channel, same culturally
Who is
relevant
this
dance.
jackass?
Alright.
What is this guy doing? Is he doing the robot as I'm trying to do my
Thank
single
you
lady
for
stance?
watching. I've got apparently Oliver Parks is up there hitting on my girlfriend. I have to go and defend her honor with my new helmet ornament. Good night, everybody. All right, let me get my legs going.
Good night.
Squats. All right, leg day. Hey, buddy. Hey. What you doing? What you doing? What you doing? What you doing up here? Huh?
Just gonna get off this thing.
Take a picture. It'll last long. You want to see single ladies? Fine. Here, look. Here's some single ladies for you. How's it look now? Huh?
That's hysterical.
Hey, what? The man said he wanted to see some single ladies. Well, there you go. Now you got it. Look at these yams. Yeah, mook. What?
What a loser.
Can't let a lady single in peace.
No!
The archives give us, and the crypt.
I was having so much fun up there. And this jackass decided to,
Take
you
up
know.
10% of your space.
Yes! What the heck?
How dare he?
Seriously.
Well,
Alright,
you're very
nice.
happy. That is exactly how you're going to react the day you get the coincidence. Trust me. You're going to be doing it everywhere, dear.
I
You're-
think I
You're going to be
believe you.
doing it everywhere.
Those algorithms.
You're gonna go up to Shaxx and do it.
Supposed to be heat resistant.
You're gonna go up to Zavala.
Just
Like,
coincidence.
take a video. You're gonna go to Ikora and the Drifter. It's just going to be a video montage of you coincidencing next to every vendor. Petra's gonna be standing there like,
Mm.
Alrighty then. Humans are
Oh.
It'll come, dear. Don't worry. Your shoulder will intensify soon enough. But thank you for staying out as you do. Thank you for a good show and a good revel.